I was 14 years old, standing alone at the end of my driveway, waiting for the school bus, when the pickup truck pulled off the road and stopped right there, right in front of me. The driver started waving me closer. He held up a map book against the windshield, tapping on it. Something in my stomach twisted, but I was 14. I didn't know yet to trust that feeling. When I approached, he wouldn't roll down the window at first. He just kept gesturing, kept waving me closer to the cab. Finally, the window came down. He needed directions, he said, to somewhere I can't even remember now. I stepped closer to hear him better. His hand shot across faster than I could process. Fingers clawed into my hair, yanking, pulling me toward the open window. The map book was a lie. Everything was a lie. I don't remember dropping my book bag. I just remember running, legs pumping, heart exploding in my chest, running for my house, while his tires screamed behind me as he sped away. I burst through the door and woke my mom up, words tumbling out of me. She flipped out, immediately went to the window to look outside. We both froze. The truck was back, sitting across the street. And we could see him, just sitting there, staring up at our house, watching, waiting. My entire body went cold. He must have seen my mom in the window because suddenly he peeled out, leaving rubber on the road as he fled. My mom called the cops. A patrolman came and took down information about the truck. Then Mom and I went to the police station where I sat with a detective describing every detail of his face while they drew a composite sketch. The detective stepped out to take a call. When he came back, his expression had changed. They'd pulled someone over. They wanted me to identify the driver. They put me in the back of an unmarked car, tinted windows, everything dark, and drove me to a spot not far from my home. There he was, standing outside his truck, being questioned by officers. It was him, the same face, the same eyes that had stared up at my house. My first panic attack hit me like a freight train. My vision tunneled. I couldn't breathe. I was certain, absolutely certain, that he could see me through those tinted windows, that he knew I was there. They charged him with attempted K-word and something else I don't remember. It made all the local newspapers, but my mother wouldn't let me read them. They wanted me to testify. And she said they didn't want anything from the papers to influence my testimony. They'd pulled him over in front of an elementary school, by the way. He'd been idling there, waiting, maybe for his next target. I testified for the DA through a videotaped interview. He was acquitted. He claimed he was deaf or something. I never understood how that worked, how that was enough. Later, I found out he'd been arrested before for similar things, but this was before the offender registry existed, so there was no way to know. I also found out why my mother kept those newspapers away from me. When they searched his truck, they found rope, duct tape, toys, but not for kids' kind, Vaseline, and an axe. Maybe it was all a coincidence. Maybe. My family filed a restraining order. He was ordered to stay away from schools, but the damage was done. I couldn't go to school without panic attacks. Every truck I saw became his truck. I hid from windows because I could still feel him watching the house, staring up, knowing where I lived. The nightmares were constant. They diagnosed me with PTSD. For years, I couldn't stop thinking about what would have happened if I'd been a second slower. If his fingers had gotten a better grip. If I hadn't run fast enough. What he had planned for me was in that truck. I know that now. I've always known it. I was 6 years old when my world ended the first time. Then it ended again. The first time I was sitting on the carpet, the TV's glow washing over my face. My brother, only 5, was beside me. Then Mum's voice cut through the static hum of our afternoon. Pack your things. Now, we have less than an hour. I remember stuffing my life into garbage bags, the black plastic crinkling in my small hands. Which toys mattered enough to save? Which clothes would I need in whatever came next? I was 6. How was I supposed to know? For 9 months, we lived in this beautiful house with a spiral staircase in Central Oregon. I thought we were safe. I thought the nightmare was over. I was so wrong. The first day of school, that's when they found us. The police officers came into our classroom and called our names. Everyone stared as we walked out. I can still feel their eyes on my back. They took us to a conference room, 2 uniformed officers, the counselor, the principal. The walls felt like they were closing in. "Why didn't you call the police?" they kept asking. Because I was 6. Because I didn't know there was anything wrong. Because Mum was there and we had new skateboards, and for the first time in so long, we felt whole. Then they told us, "You're never seeing your mother again. We're taking you back to Seattle, back to him." My brother started screaming. He ran in circles around that room, his voice raw and animal-like. When the officer grabbed him, something broke open inside me. I became someone I didn't recognize. I launched myself at that man, my small legs kicking wildly. Protect him. That's all I could think. Protect him. My brother grabbed the officer's baton and swung it. In that moment, we became what they expected us to be, problems to be dealt with. They handcuffed my 5-year-old brother. Let that sink in. They put metal restraints on a kindergartner who was terrified of losing his mother. Me? Someone grabbed my ankles and lifted me into the air like I was nothing, like I was an object to be removed. I remember the red liquid rushing to my head, the world turning upside down, my legs still trying to fight back. Then they carried us through the school. Right as lunch began, right when every hallway flooded with students. I was wearing a blue cotton dress that day. I'm 30 now, and I still feel the shame burning through me, dangling there, exposed, my intimate wares on display for everyone to see as I was paraded through those corridors like an offender. The other kids stopped and stared. Their faces blurred together, but I felt every single pair of eyes. They shoved us into the back of the police car. The doors slammed shut with a finality that still echoes in my nightmares. No food, no bathroom breaks, just hours of driving while 2 terrified children sat in their own urine because no one cared enough to stop. We were so hungry our stomachs ached, cramping and empty. When we finally arrived at Child Services in Seattle, they offered us hot cocoa. As if that would erase everything, as if sweetness could mask the taste of humiliation and fear. Here's what haunts me. We were never scared with Mom. Never. We had food, we had love, we had each other. But the people who rescued us, they treated us like we weren't human. They dragged us through our worst moment and made it a public spectacle. The courts gave our father full custody. They put a restraining order between us and the only parent who'd ever really protected us. We couldn't see her until we turned 18. 12 years. 12 years of being with a man who didn't know how to cook, didn't want to parent, and had hands that left marks. He went to court for hurting us more times than I can count. Each time, he'd come home and laugh about it, How easy it was to fool them, how an anger management course was just a joke he had to sit through, how he always knew exactly what to say to make them believe he'd changed. He never changed. I was 6 years old when strangers told me they were saving me. I'm 30 now, and I still don't know who I needed saving. Well, wasn't that a delightful little scare? I do hope I didn't frighten you too much, dears. This was my first time reading these spooky stories to you all, and at my age, I'm still learning how to work this YouTube contraption. If you enjoyed Grandma's Tales of Terror, be a sweetheart and click that like button. And do subscribe. I promise to keep the nightmares coming every week right after my bingo on Thursdays. Now, if you have any horrifying suggestions for what this old gal should read next, pop them in the comments below. Just keep it appropriate. I may read horror stories, but I still don't approve of foul language. Bye till next time.